Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happiness Today YouTube channel. A lot is happening in Nigeria. And one of the strong controversies going on right now that is bringing a lot of reaction is the Indegeneship bill that is going through a lot in the Lagos House of Assembly. And one of such persons brought the bill was actually Honorable Mudashiru Obasa. And I think it all bordered from that statement, Lagos is a no man's land, and what transpired in 2023 presidential election in February, where a non-Lagosian or a non-Yoruba man, won in Lagos State. There've been a lot of outcome. My colleague is here with us to look at this, objectively and holistically. Nigerians have been reacting. Badebo reacted. Many strong members, politicians have reacted to this. What's a take on the fact that even if it means them reversing the existing bill, the existing law to favor and protect the indigenous? But for better understanding, quick one, they actually said that they're looking at proposing indigeneship bill to protect the Lagosians living in Lagos. What's your take on all this, and what's the impact generally for those living in Lagos?
Well, I personally expected this to happen. Reason being that, like you had rightly said, what happened in Lagos, where we saw high number of Igbos and non-indigens flooding into, vote for Peter Obi and all of that. But I don't think that that bill is for the good of Nigerians. Yes, first of all, Lagos, from inception, historical background of Lagos showed that Lagos is actually a place where many Yorubas, were having issues before the Portuguese came in 15th century, and they named Lagos Lagos. Actually, Lagos in Portuguese is a Portuguese language. It means lake. You understand? As at then, there were so many people in Lagos. So during the period of slave trade and all of that, a lot of Yorubas came in there and they were quarrel and all of that. So now that was a way of opening Lagos up as the center, or let me say the business hub for Nigeria. Okay. Progressionally till now, Lagos has been a place where virtually everything is happening. And that's why they say it's a no man's land. So for me personally, I think this is not it. It's still increasing ethnicity, which is totally against the Constitution of Nigeria. By the Constitution of Nigeria, every citizen has the right to be at anywhere and build his life there, build his house there, and all of us, we are citizens of Nigeria, So for them to roll out that kind of law, it's going to cause a lot of rancor. I'm telling you, and it's going to disrupt and also kind of prevent foreign investors from coming in. People who have been intending to invest in Lagos, both local and international investors, are going to be discouraged by virtue of this bill. And already the Obasa, who is the one proposing this bill, has received a lot of knocks from Nigeria because it will not help out in any way. It will end up increasing the strength of the Yorubas, or let me not say the Yoruba, because we are talking about Lagosians here. We are not talking about all Yorubas. We are talking about Lagosians. It will go a long way to frustrate every developmental strive by locals from other parts of the country and even the international community. Most of them are going to withdraw from investing in Lagos, and that will not be a good one.
But sometimes it's always best to speak also from the other perspective. You have spoken well, but I also feel that imagine me as a Lagosian, and all of a sudden they turn my land a no man's land. Can we say in all honesty, let's leave sentiment and emotions out, can we say in all honesty that Abia is a no man's land? Despite the fact that Abia State we have Area market. Can you in all honesty call, because Area market is in Abia State, call it no man's land? Can we call Kaduna a no man's land? Of course not. There are actually people who own that land who are better there. They're indigenous there.
Yeah.
And I could still remember earlier on in our history, one of the northern president then, leader then, did a policy that protected his indigenous. So, according to him, quoting word for word, then he said that the way in the foreign tribes were entering his land, his state, he realized that his people were slow in understanding economic strength. So he had to make a bill to protect them, protect his next generation, so that no matter how far they go, they won't be able to encroach into the indigenous rights.
Mm-hmm.
If you allow Lagos to go the way it's going, it's how we come. Even the indigenous will be extinct. Let's be real to ourselves. If all of us have been to Lagos, just ask those who have been to Lagos or who are in Lagos, you notice that even the core indigenes, some of those who just allow things to be, they've sold their lands out. Most of them have sold their land, except for the very few. And they've resorted to Agberoism. Go to Saleko, Oshodi, Ojota.
It's a choice,
Yes, it's a choice indeed.
Yeah.
But they are slow in understanding the dynamics of how Lagos works. Now, if you go to some of these openings that are coming out, like Ibejuleki, they bought out those lands. And go check the tribes that bought it. They're actually not Lagosians. Now, just maybe Obasa saw into the future and said, look, if we do not reverse this, a time will come, Lagos will not have Lagosians, but foreigners living in Lagos. I feel that even within the metropolis, the indigenous should still be protected at some point.
Now, if we will talk about from where you're coming from, you're actually right. But at the same time, if we consider that bill, we want to make it a law, then let's decentralize the economic power of Lagos. Lagos is the only place that things are landing in. Other ports are not functional as it should be. That's why it's been considered to be the business hub of Nigeria. Virtually all Nigerians are there. You understand? Everything that is landing from China is there, So if you are talking about, that bill to continue, let's decentralize. All the ports in Nigeria should work. The Igbos return back. But guess what? That will kind of break the unity that is expected to be seen in democracy. It will destroy, it will be a kind of a wake-up call for everyone to go back, and then let's start thinking about Biafra. Let's start thinking about the South will start thinking about their own Niger Delta country, and then let the Lagosians also think about theirs. The Northerners also. Let's start going back home, because from all indication, Nigeria is going to divide into possibly as many divides that we want, and that is not good for the unity of the country. That is promoting bigotry, and it will destroy a lot of things. Most Nigerians, before we know, the business attitude that we've been enjoying thus far will start, disintegrating day after day. And most people will start regretting why they put so much money in Lagos. One of the most important things that I know put Lagos as topmost when it comes to revenue generation is because of the fact that they welcome Nigerians in, they welcome everybody in, and all of that. So if you're talking about, the law, negotiations are going extinct and all of that, I don't think that is responsible for it. They made their choices, to go into Agberism or whatever they call it and all of. If they make up their mind to say, let us, start working, let's start also increasing, Lagos in our own way, it will help them. But guess what? That law will destroy Nigeria. Secondly, let me also point this out, that Lagos State, apart from being the business hub of Nigeria, Nigerians have been used to it. Whatever we have seen in Lagos State is not traceable to Lagosians. And then you're talking about the issue of Ibejuleki, people are buying land, strangers are buying. Who sold those lands today? There is nothing that is happening in Lagos that is by force. Nobody, the Igbos or the Shekiris or the Akwa Ibomites, name them. Nobody went into Lagos and said, if you don't give me this land by force, we are going to fight. They begin to rally around, begin to war against them. Nobody did that. They went, negotiate, and presented their business blueprint. This is what we are having in mind for Lagos and all of that. And the guy said, okay, let's deal. The government said, let's deal. And when the government said, let's deal, government also started enjoying taxes from these businesses. You understand? So for me, if that bill must go through, decentralize everything. Let's start having, if the chairman of UBA is from Edo State, he should move the headquarters of UBA down to Edo State. If the manufacturing companies that like this guy was crying, the whipping senator was crying yesterday talking about Ojuzokalo. He said he has a lot of places in Ogun State and also in Lagos, manufacturing companies. Let him move it back to Abia State, go to Southeast and let everybody say. You will now see with our eyes open that Nigeria is about to divide. So right now, I think that bill is going to cause a lot of commotion in the country.
All right, but where we're coming from, I'm actually looking at the fact that they could give some sort of edge to the indigenous, not totally making the citizens feel bad. I guess that's to go wrap it up. We could go on and on. Let's be to that conversation. What's the take? Do you stand with Obasa, Honorable Obasa, by saying that there should be indigeneship bill to encourage and to protect Lagosians, or do you think really it will have adverse effect on not just Nigerians but also the economy of Lagos?